Hello, I'm Bill Pollock, sports director at MissouriNet.com. Back when the Mizzou football team threatened to protest the BYU game, I stood behind the team and the players and said that it was their right, that if they felt strong about an issue, it was their right to protest, and I didn't necessarily have an issue with that. However, when the reasons kind of changed, it lost some of its validity with me. But what I said at the time was, that was going to open up a can of worms. And where would the protesting stop and how far would it go? And I warned that it was going to happen at some point, and it might be over something ridiculous. It could be over team rules or not liking particular food at a team meal or the color of a uniform. Well, I thought for sure it was going to be a college team, but it turned out to be a Major League Baseball team that almost protested, and it was the Chicago White Sox who, according to ESPN, had sources tell them they considered skipping out on Wednesday's game. Now, here's the backstory. Adam LaRoche is a longtime veteran, signed a 2-year deal, was in the final year of his contract, and management came up to him, in particular, general manager Kenny Williams, and told LaRoche that they did not want his son, 14-year-old son, in the clubhouse every single day. And he took offense to that, and he said, well, if you're not going to let me play by my rules, then I'm quitting. And he retired, walked away. And that appears to be the case. It appears he's not going to come back. Listen, I've, if you want to call it taking advantage of, been guilty of using work and my children to my advantage. Yeah, I have done that too. In fact, there have been several people at our work. There have been times where there's been a story that has broken in the afternoon, and I've picked up kids from school, and I've had to bring them with me to work so I could come back and update afternoon reports on our statewide network. There are times, I see numerous times, when people will bring their kids in after school, or they'll bring them in before school if they have to go to the doctor if they're not feeling well. But we don't do it every single day. And you have to have some flexibility, and our company is great. They allow us to do that, and there's no issue with bringing your kids in here for a little while. And I don't think anybody, and we've seen it before in clubhouses where kids are at the game, where they're running around shagging balls or hanging out with the players, but not every single day. And so LaRoche just thought that, you know what, if this isn't going to be by my rules, then I'm going to quit. Well, then the players were trying to organize a protest. And this is where I knew it was going. I knew that at some point, some team was going to protest or consider protesting over something stupid. You can't bring your kids to work 100% of the time unless you're a teacher and you teach your kid. You know what I mean? It's just, it's craziness. And the fact that a major league team, regardless whether it was regular season, spring training, whatever the fact is, they never would have thought of protesting and not playing a game had Mizzou not started this. And I truly believe that. And I warned at the time that watch out, that a precedent was going to be set, and who would take it to the next level of ridiculousness. And it was the Chicago White Sox players. So shame on them. I back management. You can bring your son. You just can't bring him all the time. I see no problems with that at all. We'll see how this plays out. But here it is, the first ridiculous attempt at a protest, and it came from the Chicago White Sox. Bill Pollock, MissouriNet.com.